What's up? Yeah, I'm just here talking, but I already know what we're gonna talk about. This video is mainly for people who don't want us to make videos, and that's why I'm here to tell you guys that it's important to make videos, even sometimes if you don't feel like it. It's important to make stuff, to do content. Regardless who watches you, because you got like a lot of content out there. You don't need to watch me, you know you don't, but yet I have many like watching me, so they watch me for other reasons. Maybe they're spies, right? And why are you even watching videos like that? I don't get, why you guys watch so many videos. You want to watch other people talk? You can just read. You guys just read. You can read and learn stuff. There's no reason. That's why I'm here encouraging y'all to do this. You guys need to make your own video instead of watching videos all day. Make your own video. Make your own stuff. Why are you here watching me like that? Those who want to criticize, or you want to watch me and disagree with me. No, man. Make your own video. We don't have to disagree and all that. They just don't want you to do this. But it's important. It's important. The reason why they don't want you to make videos is because many are scared that you're gonna expose them. Many don't want you to hop on here and say their names because they done stuff to you. Uh, they're paranoid, they're scared, they're like, no, don't let him make videos. He's, especially the black woman, right? The so-called black woman. They so scared of us making videos. They don't want us to make videos. You have these black women. Not all of the y'all, but you have some of these black women on YouTube. Be like, oh, black man, you're free to go. You're free to do this. Like, as if we ask for permission. Nobody asked for permission. And yeah, I could be here and expose a lot of y'all and say names, but at the end of the day, I don't really care about y'all like that. It's just you guys think that I care about y'all just because I mentioned it once. I just mentioned it, just sometimes you want to be doing this. And that's why I'm not here really having other people names in my mouth, because nobody cares about them. Nobody does. Nobody does, bro. A lot of you women, especially you so-called black women, claim to not like men, or you don't like black men, but you're single. You're single. You don't have no one. So what makes you guys think that you can get like one specific, just dating one specific race? You cannot afford to date only one specific race. You're single. You never gonna be in a relationship. All right, you're just gonna be the full of mucus, disgusting, over reincarnating, because all of this. That's the truth, and that's why we're not here. I'm not really talking about specific guys, because it shouldn't matter. It doesn't. All right, guys. So this how it is. Guys, make videos. If you guys make videos, if something tells you to not make a video, make a video, guys. This is just like archons telling you to not make videos because they're scared. They're just scared now, And I'm always gonna make videos. I know some of y'all, if I don't upload for a while, many of y'all like cheering. I think some of y'all get you guys get treats, right, for making me not post, you know, if from your fake ass family. They give you like some treats and stuff. They pay you. Some of your family pay y'all. You know, this is how it is. You're like trained dogs. You're their dogs, actually. You know. So this, this is how some of your spies, agents, liars get rewarded for like faking friendships, being fake, acting like you care about someone, but actually you don't. You don't care because you need that. You guys are scared to be homeless again, to be on the street, to lose everything. That's why you guys would do everything. You guys would even do all, I don't know, stuff I just don't do. Do that. So that's it, guys. You need to make content, and you guys are maybe happy if I don't post. I didn't know even want to post now, but I'm just I can though. I can post, so I just do it. Even sometimes if I don't want to, but even if I don't post, I can still make like a video, like an AI video, guys. I can make an AI video. I don't even have to sit here. I can make an AI video, guys. I can just post. I can just write something, the post on the community. Yeah, but and yeah, and they do not want us to make videos about whoever, if you have family members or others, your haters who comment. They don't want us to expose them, but they are old. To me, they're old news, right? Other than this, we can talk about meat. Let's talk about meat. Let's talk about semen retention, and let's talk about intelligence, your brain and stuff. Let's start with meat because it's like the thing, right? The thing. I don't have it, but I had this bag of chips. I'm not gonna go get it, but I had this bag of chips, and it was like chips, ham and cheese flavor, right? In the bag, you see on the bag you see like it's like ham and cheese. But I turned back and I started to read the ingredients to see if there's actually ham, but there's no ham. There's no ham in there. There's no meat inside the chips. There's just flavoring and stuff. So I was like, why this is called the ham and chips? So I know some of you idiots eat that, and you're like, oh, I can taste the ham. I can totally taste the ham out of it. This just proves that when you eat meat, you actually tasting the flavors, the spices. You are actually tasting the seasoning, guys. It's not the meat. So there's not such thing as ham and cheese. You're not actually eating the chips and you like it tastes like ham. Because the ham tastes like nothing. But this is what these guys have to do to trick you into buying these products. Because let me take you guys back during the lockdown season. Back in 2020 when we were there. For many it was chaos. But for the others, it was peaceful time. A lot of us were in peace. A lot of us were happy when when we were going through this. This is real. That's real. And yeah, what did happen with a lockdown? None of y'all go outside. During a lockdown, nobody goes outside. Everyone stays at home. Before lockdown, everyone went to the gym, or you had more people hit the gym. When I watch TV, or ads, they showed like, oh, we need to eat fruits and vegetables. They did this before they did the lockdown thing. So they did this to trick us. They're like, oh yeah, we actually care about y'all. And then when the lockdown happened, they were like, you know what, fuck you. And that's why, when the lockdown happened, you had less and people leaving the gym. All of y'all stayed at home. All of y'all starting to become lazy, right? All of y'all started to just eat food and not really thinking about what's good. And that's why all of y'all became meat addicts, meat eaters. Yeah. That's why you want to buy like these chips when there's ham and cheese flavor. This is some bullshit. So you want to tell me you're that sick? You're that sick that you actually want to eat meat even like on your chips, like every meal. You know, guys, there's this day like when you're a Christian, like a Christian once a year, where you guys do not eat meat. And when I used to eat meat, my mom used to always warn me like the day, like, oh, today we better not eat meat and stuff. And I was annoyed because it was like, we eat meat every day. Why is there a day where we don't eat it? That annoyed me, and that's one of the main reasons why I stopped eating meat. Because why do that? Why make a day like this? And my mom always like teased me with that, and I was annoyed. And I'm sure my mom ate meat secretly. She was telling us to not eat meat, and then she ate it secretly, because they wanted to save their little money, right? That was all about. That's what it's all about. So this whole meat thing, this just shows you guys are meat eaters. You need meat in every meal, every time, right? That's just how it is. When you guys watch this, Everybody Hates Chris, season 1, when there was this sausage episode, and Julius is like, I cannot eat the vegetarian meal because I have a job, I work a job. There's always this thing like, oh yeah, if you have a job, if you work, you have to eat meat, you know. But you guys don't know the true sad truth behind why you guys eat meat. It's not because you guys need it to have it. It's because you guys want to be numb. You guys want to feel numb when because Chris also says like, if Julius goes at work hungry, or not without eating meat, he's gonna call his boss cracker, right? Because he's a cracker, right? And if you don't eat meat, your crown chakra, your pineal gland's gonna open, and you're just gonna be like, go fuck yourself, you flesh eating zombies, right? That's why. So there's a lot of truth inside the first season of Everybody Hates Chris. I'm not really interested in the second season, but the first season, just shows a lot. So that's it about meat. I don't want to talk a lot about it because we have plenty of it. We already talked about it. Yeah, it's just a thing you cannot unsee, and that's what I believe, that many of us, we're just not meant to eat meat. Many of us are not meant to be meat eaters. We have to learn from the meat eaters, and how they live their lives, and how their life is completely ran by them having to eat meat and making others feel guilty by not eating it. And it's a whole fight, and how this whole demiurge punishes you for not consuming enough meat, or once you stop, you never go back, and they're like, if you would eat meat every now and then, if you would go back eating it, we would maybe, accept you back. But no, they just want to mock you at this point. They want to bully you. This demiurge is designed to bully vegetarians, even though I don't label myself. I don't put any labels. So if you call me a vegetarian, that's on you. Because I never said I'm a vegetarian. I just said I'm not a meat eater. So that's on you. So that's the most prevalent thing. That's the most important thing. If you want to beat the matrix, if you want your third eye to open, then you have to stop being a meat eater. That's what you need to do. Because else, when we get into a situation where there's no meat, or where you have to like go hunt your own animals, what are you gonna do, right? That's why you have to be already prepared now. That's why we don't get along. I don't get along with meat eaters, but you know, I don't eat meat at all. All right. Some of you look at the older ones still eating meat, but I just look at them like they're old. They have like a older spirit. You cannot compare them with me. I just don't want to eat it. If you want, guys, one day I'll show you guys my fridge. I'll show you what's inside my fridge and the freezer. You're gonna see how much meat is in there. If I would really want to, I could eat all of this, but I just choose not to because there's no reason to. Like going back, like it's just the seasoning. Once you find out about the seasoning, you don't really want to eat that anymore. You know, but it's just the demiurge despises non-meat eaters. They just want meat eaters. They want you to eat meat every day because that's something I never do. I don't eat the meat every day. Every chance I get to eat something. I don't put my fruits. I don't mix the fruits with the salami, right? Put the salami. Like how are you retarded for liking Hawaiian pizza, putting pineapples on your pizza, but it's totally fine to put a ham, a pig, an animal on your pizza. How is this? How is this acceptable? But the other thing is not, right? The other thing these guys despise is what was it? Something would the first thing was meat, like being a meat eater. Oh, semen retention. These guys don't like, not I'm not saying going on semen retention, but they don't like us being aware of our sexuality. They don't like that. They just think we as men. I'm just talking as men because I'm not a woman. Um, we as men just have to be simps and accept everything a woman does, and just give her the give her what she wants in bed when she asks, when she demands, like, and you should just do it. And you cannot be like, but this woman does this and that. I don't appreciate that, you know. So this makes me less attracted to her, because a lot of women get wet off of men having like very ugly faces, like a ugly face structure, looking like total garbage. If you're a good looking man, if you have good looking face, you're already gonna have trouble getting women. You know, they like ugly men. A lot of women like ugly men. A lot of women like what they like find hot is not just a man having good body, but like ugly man having a driver's license, which makes no sense. They are just guys who are born with a different journey. So not everyone's gonna have driver's license. But if some of your women, if that's what you want in a man, being a bot, and a lot of women call me unattractive because I'm not a bot, or because I have like darker skin tone, and they call this black, which this makes no sense. If this is, if that's what you call not being attractive, you know and going back, I talked to one of these some of these women, females, because they're not really women. They like just a female body, but they act like men, or worse, they act like 5 years olds, and they like and they think they're the only ones having goals. Oh, I have a goal. I have this. I have a goal. And then you tell them like, oh, I don't have a goal. But you're joking. Of course I have goals. Everyone has goals. You just think you're special. If you would tell them I don't have a goal, or I'm suicidal, they would be like, it's okay, it's all right, because they are, they just pretend they're lying to themselves. Deep inside, they don't really, you know, you know that, this is how some of these women are. They like men who have cars, who are deeply into religion, who are meat eaters, who have sex all day, right? All day. They don't take breaks. They have sex all day. All right. They want that. They want dumb man. They want stupid man. All right. They don't want the man for his personality. They don't want the man for what makes him unique, what makes him stand out for other men. No, 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 no. They want like a man who cannot reproduce because they want to kill their blood. They want to kill their, they want to be extinct. They don't want to live no more. You know, I see so many TikTok videos how some of y'all complain about being living in a fleshly body, and you guys just want to be a soul or stuff. Or some of you guys act as if you guys have a soul. You know, but let's not go further than this. You know, I'm not gonna go further than this. You know, this doesn't matter. But this whole thing, they don't like it. But if you do, like, let's say, practice semen retention, or let's not even call it semen retention, you're just like, I'm taking a break now. You know, sometimes you're not thinking about sex. Sometimes you're thinking about your goals, right? So this is semen retention, but you're not calling this. You're just calling it for focusing on your purpose. If they're aware, if the Demiurge is aware of that, they're just gonna play along and they're gonna be like, oh yeah, you gotta be in semen retention. You porn addict. You porn addict. You're addicted to porn. You know, basically, like, we can do whatever we want to do, but you can't. You know, because a lot of y'all think that the original beings of this planet are all slaves, or we were all slaves, and we all were like brought in ships. You know, so you want to tell me that a lot of us already said that, but a lot of us were in ships, defecating, and survived. And that's possible, you know. But the truth is, many of us weren't slaves. There were slaves, but not all of us were slaves, because we fought each other in a war. A lot of us originally being fought each other, and those who lost the war became slaves. That's it. The others not. And you guys were slaves, all right? And you were like hunted by these guys we call police today. The police were the slave owners, the slave hunters. But now they don't really want to talk about it in the open, so they just call them as police. But they're still the same. The police is there to police the slaves. The videos are all out there. Many videos, and then there's many guys who just say stuff like, oh, fake news, this is fake, this is not true, the police been here for thousands of years. You guys want to act as if the police been there for a long time. No, they're not. And the police is to keep these slaves in check. Why do you think they do not want us to wake others up? They don't want us to wake. They don't want the others to wake up because they need them to be slaves. Because if the original beings of this planet wake up and realize that they can be free, guess what? Then all the other species who are here, they need to be slaves. More of them. And then they're not gonna be no more welfare recipients. You know, there's gonna be a total different stuff. You know, and some of you are scared. That's why you guys have like a lot of little agents hiding, faking friendships, being fake friends, and just wanted to hear you out. You know, that's why I never tell nobody when I make a video. I just make a video. You know, and if you have a problem with it, then you're fake. You're fake, you're a fraud, you're a liar. I don't need to tell you if I make a video, I just make it. It's dumb when you guys actually think, or you all actually pissed off that I didn't tell you. Or, you know, some of you guys can sometimes ignore me on purpose, you know, and you think this pisses me off, but I just live my life. But if I do it, you know, I don't care. And you guys don't like it. That's how it is, guys. So they don't like it. They don't like the Demiurge want us to be meat eaters. They want us to be total simps, right? And waste your sexual energy without, just waste it. You don't even give your sexual energy to like a woman you really care, value, want to build with. Not even. You're just wasting it, throwing it around. They want you to be like this, all right? And then the last thing, they don't want you to use complex words. They don't they don't they want you to talk as simple as possible. Somebody who gets triggered by this is a Neanderthal, is someone with a very small brain, is somebody who just a meat eater at this point. A meat eater who wasted his sexual energy every chance he gets. They don't want to think about that. So they want you to just sit there and talk, but I get bored using the same words. So I have to use other words sometimes. You know, but using other words it's just a gateway for us to think of broaden our horizons. After using if you speak English and you start using more complex words, you will start to also do more complex things in life. And that's why they want us to be in a box. They don't want us to use extreme difficult words, when we sit here and we are elated for actually, knowing these words, learning new words and stuff. They don't want us. They want us to listen to old ass teachers, but the old ass teachers just say the same old thing because for their generation it was enough. So don't complain. But I'm gonna go, guys. That's pretty much it. Or I'll just be back later on. But these are the main things these guys don't want us, because I had friends. When I talked, sometimes I used more complex words, or I used other words, and they were pissed off. Instead of asking what's the meaning of the word, they want to be pissed off. But you got to do your own research. If you don't know what a word means and you want to know, then ask me, or don't even ask me. Do your own research, go research. But you guys are too lazy to do this. That's why when shit gonna hit the fan and all of us need to have a responsibility, you guys gonna be too comfortable from this life, and I don't know what you guys gonna do to yourselves when this happens. But I'm pretty sure a lot of you are gonna commit suicide. A lot of you are gonna commit suicide because of the things that's gonna take place this month, guys. In a span, it's a matter of days. It's gonna happen soon, guys. I'm here telling you, it's just how it is. And yeah, fuck them. Fuck all these. Fuck the Demiurge. Everyone who feel threatened by me posting because I'm threatening your little insignificant life, which it is. It's insignificant. If my video, if me uploading here, if you feel threatened, then your life has no meaning, or you have not found your meaning. All right, because many of y'all are there. Many of y'all went viral once, and you think that's it. You think, oh yeah, you think you're special. No. Many of y'all getting going viral. You guys gonna get carried away, and you're gonna take yourselves out by just being dumb and stupid. So you guys keep being out there like just dumb idiots and just shrugging your shoulders and be like, oh yeah, I can do this because my third eye crown chakra is wide open. Let's just eat a shrimp. Let's just eat shrimp. Guys, keep doing that because it's your life. You guys can live the life the way y'all want to. So do I. I can live my life the way I want to. I don't even have to be here and make videos. I don't. But that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna go now. Before I go, guys, we need to talk about all these celebrities who look weird, like The Rock and all them. They look so weird, and you're like, how come The Rock looks, from being like so muscular, looks totally different? What I believe, because you ain't gotta believe me, but I believe they used footage of him. They pre-recorded footage of The Rock, and they just showed it to y'all. all these years, and now they're showing you how he really looked all this time. This makes the most sense. So the celebrities, they have to show y'all now how they look like. They've been lying to y'all. Going back, Will Smith made this video like, oh, a lot of stuff is AI now. You know, so that's what it is, guys. That's what it is. You guys are just believing everything. You can hardly tell AI from real stuff, which should tell you something. What does this tell you? That the AI is real. You know. So yeah. These celebrities been lying to y'all. They look totally different. They're gonna have to show y'all. They cannot lie to y'all forever. And they pre-recorded everything, and you guys fell for it. Because the one thing during lockdown, that's where I started more and more to get away from the celebrity and all this stuff. All right, that's why. So yeah, I'm really gonna go now. Yeah. So yeah, we just talked. Speaking of these celebrities, you know, it's just, you know, the celebrities. Things are not the way it used to be, and it's just to show y'all that this world is a stage. You know, here's all a stage, it's all a show. There's just I'm just getting recalling like my past life when I was at my studio sessions. You know, in one of my studio sessions, Michael Jackson was there, right? You know, when he was still with Jackson 5. I mean, he still had solo albums, but he was there, and we were all recording in the all these studios. You know how Michael Jackson has like his studio with the lights a little bit dim or whatever, but we were all there. We were all like learning some tricks of each other. Everyone were teaching everyone something like dance moves, vocal skills, you know. I don't know, it was my turn, it was his turn, it was my turn, I sang. You know how Michael Jackson sings. Michael Jackson has this strong voice, you know, he's just like, you know, and then it was my turn and I was just holding back. I was just laid back singer, and they were clowning this, you know, all of that. I think Michael Jackson didn't like me that day, you know. But he knew that I had talent, you know. He acknowledged my talent, but you know, he didn't really like me. He didn't like my rawness, you know. He was like, you know, if you're like in the industry like I am, like you're not gonna survive long. But you know, that was the point. I never wanted to be part of the industry. I was just there to bring out my message, you know. What he also had to do, but he only done it like later on in his life, you know. Really, Michael Jackson really like did. I think he really truly knew who he was like in his 40s. Feel me, guys? He always knew stuff, but I think not until his 40s he really knew what was going on, you know. And maybe he stole one of my moves, dance move, and never gave me credit until the very last days of his life. You know, it's just the way it is. Many of y'all don't want to know the dark truth about Michael Jackson. You guys just want to talk about his passing and how he died and stuff. But who knows? Is he really dead? Is Michael really dead? Didn't he just fake his death? Didn't he just fake his death just to escape? The same with Prince, guys. Take Prince. Didn't Prince just fake his death? Who knows? You guys talk about, and that's when you watch documentary, you know, you always look at them, you know, being like, whatever, like, is he really dead? Wow, how he died is weird. They might fake his death, because you gotta think, if you're a musician, if you're a live performer, if you're performing in front of thousands of people, you know, especially nowadays you just have a lot of guys just recording with their phones. Like, that's weird. You know, I would feel very dumb, like performing my music in front of audience now. They don't even care about the lyrics. They just care about just being part of it and recording you and getting instant gratification, right? So I will, you know, these celebrities, they probably off themselves and fake their death, just so that they have to, you know, be in front of these guys, because it's annoying. Who wants to do that? That's why. You know, that's why you know, guys, and then I got killed shortly after I met Michael Jackson. Anyways, you know, and we had this little meeting and stuff. Um, you know, and but I came back. You know, after I died in the 80s. And before I came back, you know, sometimes before you reincarnate, you don't reincarnate right away. You go to like a training. You know, I went to a training before. So I went to a training. I visited the park, you know, Tupac. Like, but I was not in my physical body, but I visited him. You know, I was like, you know, I told him I'm about to come in this planet soon. You know, you like, you know, talk to Akhenaten, like, can you put out a message for me, you know, to warn others. You know, that's what he did. You know, you know, I think that was 1991. I don't know exactly, but I wasn't born there. But I came as a spirit, as like just energy, telling him that I'm about to come. And I, you know, I was born shortly before he got murdered, before Tupac died, or he faked his death. I did not want to say die, but you know, before his faked his death, I got here, and the energy, I can still feel the energy of when I got here and he passed. The world was silence. The was silence for a moment. Was silence, and there was this sadness, and I knew that's why I came there around there. I already knew. And after that, guys, what happened after this? After this, there was 9/11. After 9/11, there were like a lot of horrible events. Then there was 2012, and so on and so on. And all little things like that to keep a lot of y'all traumatized. A lot of y'all are just traumatized, guys. You know? So this is how it is, man. You need these celebrities. Make y'all feel some type of way. All right, and yeah, but I'm gonna go, guys. You know, we can talk more about it like later on if we get more intel and stuff. We get more detail, but I'm gonna go, guys.